check it out. An actual buffalo. Okay, first let's drill out the hole. Let's ride along the wall, along the Badlands, and check out the amazing scenery and see if it's worth the 2-day trip to get here. It's Friday again, and it's not any old Friday. It is the Friday before Memorial Day, and I get to take the entire week for vacation. So this vacation is going to be the entire week going to the Badlands, Mount Rushmore, and Custer State Park. I am so excited for a fun adventure with Bo. I'm going someplace where I've never been before, never been in the state of South Dakota before, and what a drive and what an adventure. So buckle up and get ready. It's raining outside, but it's warm inside my heart and Bo's heart because he knows we're going on a fun adventure, and I do too. Good morning. Okay guys, the fix I put in last week, securing this access panel by just putting the 2 screws in, did not work. So it's come out again, and now I'm going to do more work on it, put in another couple screws and see if that will do the trick. Okay, you'll see this bracket, and what that is a bracket for the Hughes autoformer, which is a heavy-duty transformer that actually boosts the voltage if I have a low voltage condition. I've removed it, so you just see the mounting bracket here, and you can see that the mounting bracket is really well secured into this access panel. You know, every single hole has a screw in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 screws. But over here on the side, there's only 2 screws holding the access panel to the RV. And so no doubt the simple weight of the Hughes autoformer has caused the excessive force on this panel, causing the screws to come out. And this is the Hughes autoformer. See, it's a very large piece of equipment. Not only is it large, it's very heavy. I don't know how much it weighs, but probably 20 or 30 pounds. I could do my workout by holding that up. So that's removed. Now I can work on the screws. Okay, I put in my first test screw. You can see the one on the lower end of that furring strip. I measured the depth with my drill, so I did not drill through the access panel in the front. Put in the screw and tested it. It works fine. So I think I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 new screws in each side to make sure it is as well mounted as the bracket itself. Hopefully that will do the trick. Okay, screws are in. Now instead of just having 2 screws on each side of the furring strip, each side has 6 screws. This is going to be a much better fix. It'll be far more secure and certainly not going to do any more damage. And that's one thing I learned. You have to fix little problems as they occur, because little problems can become big problems. And so I didn't get through any of the, didn't drill through the other side. As you can see on the outside, looks perfect, and did not drill through with the drill or the screws, and I think that is good to go. I had an amazing night last night, staying in the parking lot at Cracker Barrel. You can see there's plenty of room, and there's lots of greenery and grass and bushes to walk Bo, and there are no diesel trucks, so I had just a wonderful night. Didn't get any knocks on the door, and I am so grateful for Cracker Barrel for making this resource available. And I just thought, what can I do to pay back just a little bit, even though they don't know? And an idea hit me, and that is looking here where I'm parked. there's a few pieces of trash that are left. There's a piece of trash, there's a piece of trash. Bo's finding it all. There's some trash here. So I am actually going to pick up a few pieces of trash just to pay it forward, if you will, and to thank Cracker Barrel for providing such a great resource. Thank you, Cracker Barrel, and happy to stay here and give you my business and do a little bit of volunteer service. Okay, quick check-in, and now it is Saturday morning and it is 9:14 a.m. Been on the road for about an hour and 45 minutes. And so here we are, all kinds of construction. It's like the computer settled down a little bit. And what I found interesting is, what do you do with high gas prices? Well, you can crawl in the corner and cry, stay home, not travel, or you can try to mitigate the increase as much as possible. And that's what I want to show you today. As you can see, my MPG, it is 13.4 miles per gallon, and that is significantly higher than what I normally get. If you look at the speed, that's what is helping it get such good gas mileage. I am back down to old, slow 55 miles an hour. Going across the bridge at Peoria. What an amazing bridge, and how fun it is to see this. Don't remember this bridge from before. It is 6 a.m. Sunday morning, night 2. Had a great sleep, and there were no Cracker Barrels, so I found a spot behind a Maverick to stay at. I was going to pull up where those two semis are, and I'm glad I did it, because those semis were not there. They would have pulled up next to me and made it difficult to sleep. So great night's sleep. Thank you, Power Boost, for providing all the electricity to my heart's content, providing such a comfortable evening, and ready to start another full day of traveling to Custer State Park, Mount Rushmore, and South Dakota. We are at the first scenic view along the entire route. Have no idea what we're going to see up there, but we'll check it out.
Map on the dash, tiny co-pilot snoring. Silver ship shines, new day, new orbit. Mountains in view.
New record, check it out, 16 miles per gallon. No, this is not a economy car. This is not a tiny little pickup. This is a Ford F-150, the V6 twin turbos, and look at that MPG. I couldn't be happier. In South Dakota, and check it out, the highways, if I didn't know better, are pink. Why are they pink? Well, apparently they use Sioux quartzite, a hard mineral used in developing the asphalt that has a high level of iron. So that is the iron deposit that gives the highway its pinkish color. I think the highways are beautiful. Never driven on pink highways before, and it's kind of fun enjoying the last 2 hours before I get to the ever so famous Wild Drug. This is the famous Wild Drug store in Wall, South Dakota. Let's check it out. It is full of lots of little stores to be shopping. Check it out, an actual buffalo at Badlands National Park. check out the wall at the Badlands at sunset. First time here, the scenery is so spectacular.
Map on the dash.
This is why I put the skylight in. Here I am laying in bed in the Badlands in South Dakota. I look up and what do I see? The amazing bright moon lighting up my bedroom. So happy to actually see the moon, the stars, and be able to sleep as though I'm not in the Airstream. It is Monday morning and sunrise at the wall at the Badlands, and look at the sun just washing across these hills. It really looks like Bryce Canyon. What a great treasure this park is, and so happy to be here camping tonight. There's the Airstream up there. Had such a fun time camping last night up on the ridge. There is always something to fix with your RV, and if you don't keep up with it, little problems can become big problems. This is the cabinet over my refrigerator in my 23 FBT Airstream. As you can see, I've expanded it and made it deeper so I get to use the entire space. And this morning I was looking and I threw it away, I tried to find it, but there was a little rivet head laying on that bottom shelf. So looking up above, you can see that if I can zoom in on it, there's a rivet hole where the rivet has come out, and so I need to replace that with a new rivet. And rivets are interesting. They're like zippers. Yeah, one coming out doesn't hurt anything, but it weakens the rivets around it, and so it's important to keep on top of it. Any rivets that come out, put them back in, and that's what I'm going to do now. First, let's drill out the hole and the rivet that was in there. And now let's put in the new rivet with the rivet gun. Can't do this with one hand, so I'll show you the end after I'm completed. And the new rivet is in place. Happy it's holding the interior skin on like it should and not leading to excess wear on adjoining rivets. So happy to get this little project done, and it's great to keep every little project up to date and do as much work by myself as I can. Let's ride along the wall, along the Badlands, and check out the amazing scenery and see if it's worth the 2-day trip to get here. I think it was, and I think it's amazing. This is so amazing. I love seeing it. Love seeing how beautiful it is. And I love seeing the scenery. I wonder if it was Lewis and Clark who first discovered the Badlands and what their reaction was. This is so beautiful. And yes, I am so happy. I drove for 2 days and spent all the money on extra gas to make this trip. Wow, look at that. breathtaking and beautiful. There is my campsite from last night. Let me zoom in and see if you can see it. There is the Airstream on top of the hill. Camped along the wall at the Badlands. Had such a great experience last night.
Map on the dash, tiny co-pilot snoring. Silver ship shines, new day, new orbit. Mountains in view, river roads, red sunsets. Four little paws, ready for the next quest. Let's go! Starship adventures with bold. Every road a galaxy glow. From the woods to the wild plateau, we're flying low in our rolling home. Starship adventures.
This is like driving through a moonscape or alien landscape, seeing the formation, the rocks, and the road winding its way through them. Thank you for joining Bo and myself on this amazing adventure to the Badlands. To answer the question, yes, it is worth the 2-day drive, all the gas it took to see a national park I've never been to before. So buckle up and get ready for episode number 2. We are going to the Black Hills of South Dakota, Mount Rushmore, and also to Custer State Park. Be safe and look forward to seeing you on our next adventure.
Map on the dash, tiny co-pilot snoring.